What's up guys, welcome back to another video. If you haven't figured it out already, this video is about my most recent purchase, a full Thrustmaster racing sim. Got the wheel, the shifter, the pedals, and a frame with the seat connected to it. So in this video, I'm going to break down and show each of the Thrustmaster components as well as the sim frame. And I'm going to explain some details and attributes about each feature and why I bought it. And I'm also going to include some driving footage so you can see this thing in action. But before we get into it, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We love cars, you love cars, we love making car videos, and you love watching them. So subscribe to the channel, we really appreciate it. So right now, let's show some footage of me unpacking and constructing this entire racing sim. Alright, so the first racing sim component that I'm going to talk about is the Thrustmaster TH8A gated shifter or sequential. So this shifter by Thrustmaster is either an H pattern, which you can see currently on the shifter, but you can also change the top plate of the shifter and turn it into a sequential shifter. This shifter is made 90% of metal components, and it has heavy springs in it to give it a very realistic feel when you're going in and out of gears. It just feels so real, and there's very little slop in the shifter. You're either in the gear or you're in neutral, and I like that a lot. I'm super happy with this shifter. The price of this shifter was $169.99, and I honestly think this is one of the best racing sim shifters you can get if you don't want to go to those top tier shifters that are a lot of money. Next racing sim component that I'm going to talk about is the Thrustmaster TMX Force Feedback racing wheel. This racing wheel is compatible with Xbox One and PC. It is a single belt drive racing wheel, which means that there's a motor which has a belt on it which drives a gear train. So it's supposed to feel a little bit smoother than the only gear driven racing wheels. It's adjustable with force feedback and the angle of rotation. And this TMX Force Feedback racing wheel was $199.99 because this is the cheaper model with only the gas and brake pedal coming included in this TMX kit. There's also a TMX Pro kit that comes with the gas, the brake, and the clutch, and that is $249.99. I chose to do the cheaper TMX racing wheel kit because I decided to go with the other TMX racing pedal set, so I knew I wouldn't be using these racing pedals anyways, so I went with this kit to save just a little bit of money. Alright, so the next racing sim component that I'm going to talk about is the Thrustmaster TLCM pedals. These pedals are compatible with PC, PS4, and Xbox One. These pedals are $199.99, and my honest opinion is that these are the best pedals for racing sims in their price range. These racing pedals are fully adjustable. The gas, the brake, and the clutch are adjustable. The cool thing about the Thrustmaster TLCM pedal is that the brake pedal uses a load cell force sensor technology. And this allows you to be more consistent, and it allows the brake pedal to feel more realistic. But since the brake uses a load sensor, the amount of force that you apply to the pedal translates to the braking force in the racing game, which is more realistic, and that is what happens in real life. And then the brake pedal also comes with 6 different adjustment springs, so you can adjust the brake pedal to whatever feel that you would like, whether that be soft, medium, or a stiff. So these are pretty cool. I picked these because there's a lot of really good reviews on them, and I'm super happy. Last but not least, the sim frame. Bought the sim frame from some random company, some random brand, and I didn't have high expectations for it because I figured it would be a little bit cheap, and I was pleasantly surprised that it's not as cheap, but it definitely did not meet expectations. So the plastic on the top here is pretty flimsy. You can see the wheel has a lot of up and down play, and it's pretty rigid, but it's got some shake and play left to right too, so it's not too bad, but when you're playing and you're really getting into it, there is a little bit of vibration. So that's something I can easily fix by adding a support, adding a piece of wood here to the top plate to kind of stiffen it up. I really like that it connects the pedals and the wheel to the seat, because if I'm racing hard and I'm pushing on the pedals, the wheel and pedals don't move away from me, it's all connected. Another reason, or like the selling point for why I got this frame, is that the seat is adjustable. Really cool. Like, I'm super happy with the Thrustmaster stuff, and I think it's gonna feel pretty realistic. So now, if you consider the cost of all of these components, my total driving sim cost was $789.96 plus tax. So that's a good chunk of money, but it's nowhere as much as a really high quality sim, and it's also much higher than a really entry-level sim. So this is a good in the middle zone sim. I would just say it's an average sim. The wheel could be better, the shifter's pretty good, and the pedals are pretty good. Alright, so now that I've shown you the Thrustmaster wheel, shifter, and pedals, now I'm going to show you some driving footage. I'm going to take a video of me using the sim drifting and grip racing or circuit racing, so you guys can hopefully see what it's like to use an Xbox One, Forza, and a Thrustmaster sim setup. So let's jump into that right now.